Hello everybody and welcome back to BRG KSP. Now I've had an absolute disaster today. I've recorded 3 videos in total, 2 of them up nearly 40 minutes long, and my wonderful GPU has just destroyed them. Something's going on. I get a pink screen every now and then, and what I have to do is pull out the HDMI cable and put it back in again to fix it. I have no idea what's causing it. I've tried all the fixes and whatnot that I'm about on the internet and not got anywhere. So what is going to happen in future to try and negate this from happening is I am going to pause each episode when it happens, probably just shut Kerbal down, fix the problem, start back up again and start again. Now this could cause some major interruptions to the videos, but I do know how to put them together again, or paste the 2 videos together. I've figured out how to do that in the Movie Maker. Go me, really not difficult. Should have probably done it sooner, but there we go. So yeah, having some slight technical problems. I am going to have my PC sent out and have someone have a look at it for me, because I can't have this happen. It's driving me absolutely mad. In those 3-minute, 40-minute videos, we did a lot of stuff. When I say we, I did a lot of stuff. And it's a real shame not to be able to show it to you. But the advantage is it was the same mission 3 times, basically, because it happened to me 3 times before I got sensible and figured out I could probably fix it. So we are still where we left off. Nothing has changed. We've gained no more science or anything like that. I've made sure that it's all where it should be, and it is. So we're going to start again, and we are going to continue to try and get into orbit and see how we get on. So let's get cracking back into the resume save. This one here is my original save. Every time a new update's come out, I've deleted my old one and started again, simply because I find it fun. I love starting out new space programs. I just really enjoy it, collecting all the science stuff. So yeah, here is my original save. I'll say my original save. It's the one that I've had going for the longest amount of time, and this is the one that we're using. So we'll get straight on in. I am going to keep reverting flight only with Valentina, because I want to keep my badass Kerbinauts. So let's just get straight back into it. Let's load up the Javelin, because that's the one we were using. The Javelin Mark 4. Alright, so you haven't seen any of these rockets because they were in the other videos. The Javelin Mark 5 I'm going to load. This is the Javelin Mark 5. This is the rocket that we got very close to an orbit with in the last times. As you can see, it's very similar to all the others. We've got a small amount, or smallish amount of fuel, but it's almost enough to get us into orbit. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 solid rocket boosters to the side of this, just to try and give us that extra little bit of kick. And I'm going to use the smallest ones. I've not tried this yet, so this is still very much I'm going to try and show you how to play Kerbal Space Program, even though I'm not very good at it anymore because of the new aerodynamics and stuff. I am hoping, really hoping, that's just rubbish, that's not going to look good, is it? Let's just get rid of those and start that again. I'm hoping that this will be the video. This will be the time. This will be enough of a fix to get us into... What's going on? Oh, just stop, will you? Dear. Okay, it worked this way. There we go, all structured up. Okay, this should be enough to get us into orbit if everything goes well. Let's just make sure that Valentina is indeed. No, okay, we've got Bill again. Come on. Why are you so intent on flying a rocket? I promised you a mission, and it's going to be an awesome mission. Just wait your bloody turn, will you? Right, let's get started again. Let's see what happens. I don't think I fixed my staging actually, so let's just do that quickly on the launch pad while we're there. We'll load... Okay. Focus is on the sun. That's not where we want to be. What's happened here? And now I can't select between any of the others either. That's the map view again. Okay. I can't even revert flight. Resume flight. Well, I don't know what's going on here. Let's go to the Space Center quickly. We'll go out to our tracking. It's not even there. Okay, have we just lost the whole ship? Lost all the parts? all the state. Okay, something has gone wrong again. It can never be simple, can it? It can. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Not sure. We're back to the start screen. I didn't even have the normal pink screen, and I've just loaded the wrong. Oh, blimey. This must be great fun for you lot, watching me just be a complete and utter tit. Back, main menu, let's load the... I could have just loaded from there. Oh well, let's load the right game for a start. And we're just going to pretend like that never happened, get straight back into the VAB, let's load the Javelin up and make sure that we can just get this to work. Oh, the joy. Right, let's load the Javelin Mark 5 and hopefully it will have saved. Yeah, it saved it all correctly and the staging's buggered and it's going to crash any second. Why is this happening? I'm an absolute loss. I really am. I'm getting angry. I get very angry. It's just died again. It's just completely died. Kerbal Space Program not responding. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bug off for 5 minutes and see if I can't fix this. So right, we're back again, straight into it. No, I think something was broken. I just had Steam try and verify everything and there was a couple of broken files, so let's see what happens. I'm going to dive in one more time and try this. And we'll just see what happens. Whether or not things are going to try and just load a completely different rocket to see if it was a bug from the file itself. Let's load our original one and the staging is all fixed, fine. Let's load the Mark 5 and see if it comes up with the staging still completely broken. Entirely broken. I have a feeling it could be the same. So let's load the Javelin Mark 4. That comes up working. Okay, so I think it's just the save for that particular rocket that's broken. Just got pink screen of death, so I'm going to pause quickly and try and fix it back in a second. Pink screen of death all nicely fixed. The Javelin Mark 4 you won't have seen because it's from a previous video. As you can see, we've got 4 of these fuel engines here, and we've got one tiny little one as an addition here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take off the engine. We're going to remove that last one there. I'm going to keep that tiny little one because that could have actually been the difference between us making it and not making it. And I'm going to go back to as what I said, and we're going to put these radial decouplers on, and we're going to have these 2 tiny little rockets, the little fleas, the solid rocket boosters at the bottom, just for the very start of our launch, just to see if it'll give us that extra little bit of oomph that we need. So let's get those attached. That's them on nicely. Okay, that looks like we could be good to go. So with our first stage there, they'll decouple, bars, yep, okay, so we're good to go. We'll call this the Mark 6 and really hope that it doesn't break the save file. And I may even go ahead and delete the Mark 5. I have no idea why it was causing us all those problems, but it was. So let's just see what happens. Hopefully this video will get back to being the fun KSP that we all know and love watching me fail pretty hard at. I'm just going to pause it a second again, pink screen of death over, SAS on, and we have the wrong pilot. Again! Bill, why are you so desperate to get into space? I've told you, I'm going to take you on a cool mission to the moon. For now, please just know your place, son. Alright, it's Valentina we want. She's got the skills, not you. Well, at least the skills that we want. I have no doubt that you are an awesome engineer. And back again we come. Okay, so SAS on, Javelin Mark 6 launch in 3, 2, 1, lift off. And we are screaming away. Those solid rocket boosters doing an absolutely fantastic job. Let's get rid of those. let's get this gravity turn on the way and see if this is or is not successful. Now we're just going to be moving over ever so slightly as we do this. As again, like I said, get this gravity turn right, keep it nice and steady, nice and small. We want about 45 degrees at about there. We just heard the solid rocket fuel engine smash back down, or the two of them smash back down onto. Let's hope I haven't destroyed anything by doing that, because I didn't actually pay any attention to where they landed. If they've landed back on the launch pad, we could have caused some damage, which is going to suck, because it means going to eat up some of our funds. We're starting to get towards the 45 degree vector, and we're nearly at 10 kilometers, which is a good place to be in, a very good place to be in. Let's keep matching this prograde vector and see if we can't finally get ourselves into an orbit. So let's just keep this heading as we're going and see where we get to. So this is looking quite nice at the moment. I've got to be honest, I'm quite pleased with how this looks so far. Just going to hold back a little bit just to keep that vertical speed, as I've mentioned in previous videos. Or now I'm not even sure if it was in the episodes that we've lost. Well, I guess we'll see. First stage is about to finish. Let's fire up the second stage and hit the M key for our map view and see where we are. Now hopefully we're about 30, 37, 38. Okay, we could be looking good. Let's get the resources on here. So they're showing up. So what we're going to do is take this to about 77 kilometers. Just going to keep burning on that prograde vector, just to make sure we're being as fuel efficient as possible and as aerodynamically sound as we can be. Now obviously as we get higher up, the aerodynamics are not as important, or they're still important, but they don't take anywhere near as much of an effect on our vessel whilst it's flying through the thinner parts of the atmosphere. So let's just burn until we get here. Ideally what we want to be looking at to complete our circularization is somewhere in the region of about 120 units of fuel, I think. Maybe a little bit more, but I've worked it out to be about 120 if we get our apparatus high enough, which we may well struggle to do here. Yeah, again, it may not work, it may, but again, I'm enjoying doing these videos. I hope you're enjoying watching them. I know it seems a bit counterintuitive that we're not getting very far in the game, but we are. As soon as we can get this licked, get this done, and start getting the science value from it, we really are going to be in a fantastic place. Because once we get the bigger engine parts, getting out into orbit is going to be an awful lot easier. Now I'm going to just kill it at 76, just to try and conserve as much fuel as possible, because we've got 90 units, which is 30 shy of what I think we wanted. Now we're going to time warp up to our apoapsis. Time warp up to our apoapsis. Pink screen of death again, if you're wondering what that just was. And then we're going to start our horizontal burn and try and chase our apoapsis, or just keeping it in front of us, just to maximise the fuel and the efficiency of our attempted whatever the word is. I was trying to make one up. So let's hit that full power, let's get on our prograde vector, and let's see if we cannot make this work. 79 units of fuel, looking at whereabouts we are, we could be about to see orbit. I may have been wrong. We may be able to do this. We are going to be able to do this. We are about to get into orbit, folks. Took us long enough. Took me quite a bit of thinking about, but we've done it. Let's just see where we are. 75 there and 120 there. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We've managed to get into orbit, and it's recording, and it, touch wood, hasn't broken or anything. We're now in orbit, as you can see, flashing up here. We got into orbit, got ourselves 12 science, and we can now take some orbital data, scientific data, about what we're doing. And we've just earned 68,000, which will more than recover the costs from the parts that we've lost as we go up. Now, we've done plenty of experiments from around here, so let's just time warp round to the other side of the planet, so over more biomes, and see if we can't get some more small, I love s'mores, completely off topic, sorry about that, and see if we can't get some more scientific data from the different biomes. Look at that, full orbit. We've got actually quite a substantial amount of fuel left. which is wonderful. Let's observe the mystery goo in orbit. Is it going to give us anything for the height? 0.5 science. Well, that's quite disappointing. In fact, that's very disappointing. A crew report. That's going to get us no science. This could be a problem. Materials bay, is that going to get us anything? Being in orbit, 5.5 science, that's not really great. So what we're going to do is we are going to, from here, we're going to burn out and get a bit further away from Kerbin and see if that doesn't have has any kind of effect on what kind of data it is that we receive. So let's just slow down. Let's get on our prograde vector and let's have a little burn. We want to try and make sure we've got plenty of fuel left so that we can return. As you can see, we're pushing our apparatus out very, very nicely here, getting a lot further away from the planet. I'm going to stop it at about 15 so that we've got enough fuel to get back, as you can see there. Our apparatus will now take us 881,000 meters, which is just stonking, massively far away, and we will have the sun when we get out there, so we'll be able to see. So we're going to time warp out to this point excuse me, nice and fast, and see what kind of scientific data we can earn from being out here. Of course, the next thing to do would be to be able to repeat this process. We now have a shuttle, a rocket that will get us into orbit, which is fantastic, and we know how to do it. We understand the gravity turn a bit better and how it works. So let's try a crew report from out here. 7.5 science, because we're that far out. Have some of that. Here we go. Let's reset the goo canister. Let's observe this mystery goo. Excuse me, I just need to have a quick cough. 15 science. Okay, now we're cooking with coal. Let's keep that data. Let's do the other goo canister. I'm pretty sure it's not going to do anything. It's going to say 15 science. We won't get anywhere near that, but we'll keep that data anyway. We've done the crew report and we can't EVA as of yet, but that's fine. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pause because I've got pink screen of death. Hang on a second. Screen of death. What we're going to do now is we're going to head out to our map view and we are going to do a retrograde burn. So obviously we're travelling in this direction at the moment, so our prograde vector is anti-clockwise. If we burn this way, it's going to bring our periaps back in towards the planet. So let's go ahead and turn the nav bulb. We'll just need to turn it completely around, like so. And there's a... What was that prograde? We're already on the retrograde. Now the reason we're already on the retrograde is because we're travelling this way in this direction, and as the craft's not moving, it's just staying facing this way. Okay, so as it comes to here, it's facing across this way. As it comes back to here, it's facing across this way, with the engine already in the right direction. So we're going to just nice and slowly bring our periaps down. Bring it down to about, well, anything over 69 I think will get you into the atmosphere, or out of the atmosphere. So let's just bring it back down to about 27 and be very, very careful about our re-entry this time as well. So let's just... Ooh, that was nearly fatal. Let's eject that stage. Let's get the heat shield facing in the right direction so that we don't blow up. And let's just allow our re-entry. Now I should really have probably tried to do this during the day. Bit of a mistake my end. Not for any other reason other than the fact that we can just see what's going on. So we're just going to burn this through, let this get back in, and we're going to very, very carefully and very sensibly at a decent speed allow our parachutes to deploy. So now, as you can see, we're starting to lose some of this heat shield. We only lost one on our last re-entry. This one is an awful lot faster, so it should eat up a lot more of the heat shield, but nonetheless it's keeping our Kerbal nice and safe. It's doing its job very, very well. And it's just fantastic. I absolutely love this, and the noise it makes as well. That looks awesome, doesn't it, as it screams back through the atmosphere. and it is screaming back through the atmosphere. I absolutely love it. Right, now whilst I am tempted to speed this up, I don't know what kind of effects it's going to have on our craft if we do, so I'm not going to. Please excuse me while I have a quick drink. Oh, that's better. Alright, so the heating effect's starting to slow down as we get down further through the atmosphere. And the ablator shield took a little bit of a kicking this time. An awful lot more so than usual. But as you can see, there's still heat being generated, and we're still travelling at a massive speed. So I'm not going to deploy the chutes yet. I'm going to wait until that gets down to a substantial level. Looking at that, looks like the sea to me, which is concerning because we don't really want to be falling into the well, we'd rather land on land than in the sea. But we might be able to perform another experiment or two on that. Now as we're coming down at 250 miles an hour, I'm going to deploy our chutes. And I was really nervous. I thought they might break, but they didn't, which is wonderful. In one of the previous videos I did it far too soon, and break they did. I'd quite like them to deploy, slow us down a bit more than 100 meters per second before they deploy, which it looks like they are going to, which is fantastic. I did notice in one of the videos I watched actually that the graphics quality doesn't seem to be all that good, which I don't understand because I've got most of it turned up pretty damn high. I had to play with it for quite a while to get the shadows to show back up again, which is a major bugbear of mine. Like, I don't like playing the game without shadows. We're on land, which is a new biome, which means that we'll be able to pop out, collect the data, take a new experiment, and store the data and get a new crew report, which is fantastic. There's a little bit of extra science. So yeah, this is all gone remarkably well. I told you I could do it. I am not as crap at Kerbal Space Program as it may have seemed from my previous videos. But yeah, this is all nice, this is all good. I'm thoroughly enjoying what I'm doing. Love doing these videos. I've said before that these videos I do for me. I'm not worried about people subscribing or any of this, that and the other. Yeah, I've always wanted to do it. I've watched so many videos, I've spent so much time watching people play computer games on YouTube, and thought, I'd really like to do that, it'd be good fun. I like talking, I like playing computer games. It just seemed like a natural thing to do. We're just going to speed up a little bit until our chutes come out. Sorry, I'm sitting there rabbiting on instead of time warping. I guess that's what you get from BRG. It is a raw channel. You see all the mistakes you have to put up with, all of, for want of a better term, derpiness, I suppose is the right word. And let's just get these to open. So the parachutes are open, that's fantastic. Let's time warp these down, travelling at a lovely 4.2 meters per second at the fastest speed, which is brilliant because it means we'll have a lovely low, slow and safe landing. I've no idea where we actually are on Kerbal. I don't think I've ever landed on this part before. And I have played a lot of this game. An awful lot of this game. Let's just slow down as we're getting towards the surface here. Yeah, I've played masses of it, and I don't reckon. I'm guessing this is some kind of desert or something. It's hard to tell in the night time because you don't see the colours. It could just be a grassland or something. We will find out shortly as we have landed safely back on Kerbal. So let's do our EVA. We'll pop out. Let's right click on here, take all of the data. Let's do a crew report here. Oops, sorry, let's store the experiments. Yeah, that's fine. Let's right click and do an EVA report. We'll take, that's another 2.4 science. We will board the vessel again and we will take another crew report from inside. Crew Kerbin's deserts. Yes, we are in fact in the desert. And we get another 1.5 science there for that. So we'll go ahead and recover this vessel, and we have completed the mission we set out to, and I think it was the third video maybe. We have finally managed to complete an orbit, and we have got 56.8 science, which is absolutely wonderful. What have we got? We've got debris on there that we can recover. It landed at the... It's given us money back. Wonderful. Okay, yeah, that's brilliant. Very, very pleased with that. Not sure how that managed to happen, but it did nonetheless. We're at 300 funds at 56 science. I'm just going to time warp up to the daytime. I know it sounds strange, but I just prefer looking at it during the day. It's easy to see everything. And as you can see, look, shadows are back. Yeah, we finally managed to get those back. So with 300 funds, the astronaut, how's that doing? Does it need repairing? Oh, pink screen of death. Just going to pause quickly. Hang on, back in a second. No repairs needed. I'm really not sure what we left behind there, or that landed and didn't explode that we were able to collect back, but you know, we did, so fantastic. Okay. Astronaut comments. If we right click on this, we can 5 active Kerbals and they can only disembark on Kerbal. If we spend 75,000, we can perform EVAs and we can place flags and we can have 12 active Kerbals. What does this one give us? For 150,000 your orbits become visible in the map and patched conics are then visible. I'm not going to do patched conics just yet because I want to get a little bit more into the game and show that you can get out to the other planets without having to use them. Obviously, I would say the other planets, the other moons, only Minmus and the moon will be viable. I'm sure there are people that could do it, but I'm not one of them. Administration building as well. I'm not going to get into that. I haven't even shown you that yet. I've just never really used it. It's almost negatable, but we'll get to that. Let's dive into our tech tree, okay, and let's spend some of that science. I really think I'm not going to have any choice, but see, now I know I'm going to need batteries to get out and be effective towards winglets and reaction wheels. Very handy bits of kit. What are they? They're 90 at a go. Heavy rocketry on it. Just heavy rocketry just doesn't give us the bits that we. Okay, where's the fuel then? Where's the big fuel? There they are. Yeah, they're in there. This is the parts that make orbit really easily achievable. I wouldn't say much easier because they're a lot bigger and you have to take your aerodynamics and stuff into effect again, but they really will make it easier. You see, now it's the question of, are we going to have to go out to Kerbin and hit all the biomes to get science, in which case aviation would be massively beneficial. And there's a thermometer. Look, there's more science here. So do we want all the space, the air intakes, the jet engines, the decent landing gear, and the other winglets and control surfaces and stuff to help us make planes and get out there? And as I've said in the past, I'm not really experienced with space planes, or planes in general. Which, you know, the argument suggests, why don't you get into it? Why don't you have a look at it and see what you can do? Should make interesting videos. The other part of me really wants to try and get out to one of the other planets. And they're orbiting Kerbin. Before we spend our money on the tech tree, let's go ahead and have a look at mission control and see what it is they want of us. Science data from space around Kerbin is going to give us 3 science. So that's basically just repeat the last mission. That's basically what that is. Recover science different from space around. We could even just launch something straight up into space, capture the data and come back again. We could even do that with using Bill or something, but it's only 3 science, it's not a massive amount. A lot of test these engine, and decoupling. I'm not really keen on any of these, and I'm not sure why it's not asking us to go to the moon yet. Okay, let's take the science data from space around Kerbin. Let's take that mission and just go ahead and do that now. I think we'll be able to do it relatively easily. I don't think we're going to need to get into an orbit. I think we are literally just going to need to escape and go ahead and do it. So do we just go straight up and try it with the Javelin? No, because it's heavy and it will need to bring a lot of things back with it. The Honoarty didn't really get us there. What did I can't remember where the Honoarty got us now. The Gennard Mark III. What did that do? That's going to do it. It's going to cost us a lot. We're not going to make... Well, we should make a bit of it back. It's almost going to be a funds transfer just for the sake of doing a mission. Because it's going to cost us almost 20,000 to lose this. It doesn't have parachutes. No, we're not going to use that. Okay, let's just build us a very, very quick, very, very simple get into space rocket, do mission, get back. Let's just zoom that in. What we'll do is we'll literally just cover this thing with parachutes, launch it up, get it out and get it back again, and just enough to go straight up into the air, straight out of the atmosphere, and go from there with that attached properly. Yeah, there we go. And then come back down again. I'll just put engine. Let's get that engine on. Let's see if we can't keep hold of it. We'll keep everything that goes down. Let's even use a couple of solid rocket boosters as well, just to throw it up there. The idea is that we get all of this back. We're not going to use any science on it because it's not going to take us anywhere we haven't been before. So let's just fill this up with parachutes so that it's definitely going to make it back down without losing anything. All loaded up with parachutes, all ready to go. What are we going to call this? Psi mission Mark 1. Now, a lot of different companies will offer us the same mission. So what we'll do is we'll just see if this is going to make it quickly. We'll get it launched. Let's sort the staging out quickly before that all goes Pete-tong on us. And then we'll end this video here after we've popped back down again and just see if it opens up the Moon and Minimus missions, because I don't really want to make the effort to get all the way out there without it being a mission, because it's some wonderful science we're getting there. We'll be talking a couple of hundred. We're going with Bill Kerman for fun, and 3, 2, 1, launch, because he's so desperate to get up into space. Now, keeping my eyes very, 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 very close on that nav ball. Okay, I want to make sure that we are not going to lose control here. Very, very important. Let's get that all the way up. We're losing speed, which is never a good thing. We're losing speed. Can we start gaining speed again, please? I should have detached those rockets, but I was being selfish. I was trying to keep hold of all the funds that we could keep our hands on. I just want to get us up out of the atmosphere. We've started to gain a bit of speed again, and let's see what happens with Bill, who is a useless pilot. He has no way of steering the ship, which means it's all being left down to me. We have no SAS because we don't have the part for it, and it's only pilots that can activate the SAS that's available in the particular pod that we're using. Right, we're going to make it. It's just whether or not I can keep this steady enough, and I'm going to lose it now because I've lost. No, I'm not. No, we're good. We're good. Our apparatus is climbing quite nicely. It should get a bit easier to control. Should being the operative word. Just want to try and ensure that we get out of the atmosphere. We have plenty of fuel for it. Our apparatus is rising nicely. Straight up, straight down mission. Let's see. Let's stop that there. Okie doke. Apparatus is good. We're going to get out of the atmosphere. We're going to be able to complete the requested experiment. Our rocket is currently spinning all over the place, which I don't like. Let's just try and stop that quickly. There you go, there's the music. Let's slow that down. and let's do a crew report from here and see if that doesn't count as data from space. Keep that, and it doesn't. That didn't count as data. What a waste of time. Well, we're going to get all the parts back for it anyway, so let's just return to the vehicle assembly building and know that we are going to have to get out into space to do that. Now, I'm feeling a little bit like we've been done over. I think that Mission Control should be asking us to try and get to the moon, and I don't understand why it's not. It's a great mission with great experience and great science. This is asking us to test stuff that we don't even have, which is really annoying. I'm just trying to get these all onto whilst landed. We don't have that decoupler. I don't want it in flight. Is there a landed one? Kickback solid booster in flight. In flight. I don't want the missions. I don't want to be autumn. The reason I'm not taking this is because they want you to get to certain orbits and to be travelling at certain speeds, and it's a real pain in the arse. It really is. It's not necessarily because it's difficult. Oh, this is getting annoying. And here we have a fly by the moon, and we're going to accept that mission. This is gonna, yeah, this could be fun. Let's take that. Okay, we've taken that mission. We know we're going to head out towards the moon, so we're going to go into the research and development. We're not going to take any of the aviation parts because we're trying to get out to the moon. Flight control or batteries? That is the question. I'm going to pop into the VAB and see which engines generate electric charge, because if our engines generate electric charge, then we don't need to worry so much about I don't know if that one generates electricity. Electric charge, it's got an alternator. See, that one doesn't. That does. So we'll have full electricity until we get up into space. Oh, the difficulties to not have an inline reaction wheel. We've got a pilot. We don't need an inline reaction wheel. We've got Valentina. She'll be able to look after us. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the research and development. We're going to take the thermometer, extra scientific experiments, a little bit more science, and we're going to take the batteries. So that obviously we can do it. And it will get us our first probe part, our first part for unmanned vessels and satellites and stuff. So we'll go ahead and research that. That's all done. I'm going to end the video here. I will now spend the next hour trying to edit out all the crap that you'll have no doubt just had to sit through. So I'll get that together, get that uploading, and then I will start the next video. I'm going to try and get as many as I can done today before the missus gets back from work, so that I can release them, because I am going away next week. So I will try and get them all done and all uploaded, and then I'll just release them one a day for as long as the videos last. But you know, we'll see how it goes. My computer might destroy everything still. We're not sure. But yeah, so the next mission is going to be a fly by the moon. We're going to get out of orbit. We're going to perform a transfer band from Kerbal to the moon. We're going to encounter the moon, encounter its sphere of influence, and then we're going to come back from the moon back to Kerbal and see where we get. Alright, I'd like to thank you all for your patience in putting up with Pink Screen of Death and just the uselessness and the total ramblings that I'm going on about. I'm going to go and get this video done, as I say, have a bit of food. It's gone 12, it's Saturday, I'm going to have a beer, and I'll be back for the next video. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.